There was a water carrier named Jamil who sold water to people. He used to walk around with his clay jug in the markets, and everyone loved him for his good manners and cleanliness. One day the king heard about this water carrier and said to his minister, "Go and bring me Jamil, the water carrier." The minister went to look for him in the markets until he found him and brought him to the king. The king said to Jamil, "From today onwards you will have no work outside this palace. You will work here in my palace, watering my guests and sitting next to me telling me the jokes you are famous for." Jamil said, "I hear and obey you, my master." Jamil returned to his wife to give her the good news and the coming wealth. The next day, he put on his best clothes, washed his jug, and headed to the king's palace. He entered the diwan, which was full of guests, and began distributing water to them. When he finished, he would sit next to the king to tell him funny stories and jokes. At the end of the day, he would collect the price of his efforts and leave for his home. The situation remained the same for a period of time until one day came when the minister felt jealous of Jamil because of the position he occupied with the king's heart. The next day, when Jamil was returning home, the minister followed him and said to him, "Oh, Jamil, the king is complaining about your bad breath." Jamil was surprised and asked him, "What should I do so that I don't hurt him with my bad breath?" The minister said, "You have to put a veil around your mouth when you come to the palace." Jamil said, "Okay, I will do it." When morning came, Jamil put a veil around his mouth, carried his jug, and headed to the palace as usual. The king was surprised by that, but he did not comment on it. Jamil continued to wear the veil day after day until one day the king asked his minister about the reason for Jamil putting the veil on. The minister said, "I am afraid, my lord, if I tell you, you will cut off my head." The king said, "I trust you, so say what you have to say." The minister said, "Jamil the water carrier complained about the bad smell of your mouth, my lord." The king was upset and went to his wife and told her the news. She said, "Whoever dared to say this will have his head cut off tomorrow and be a lesson to everyone who dared to criticize you." He said to her, "That is a good opinion." The next day, the king summoned the executioner and said to him, "Whoever you see coming out of the door of my palace carrying a bouquet of roses, cut off his head." Jamil came as usual in the morning and distributed the water, and when the moment came for him to go, the king gave him a bouquet of roses as a gift. When he was about to leave, Jamil met the minister. The minister asked him, "Who gave you these roses?" Jamil said, "The king." The minister said, "Give it to me. I have more right to it than you." Jamil gave him the rose that the minister took. The executioner recognized the roses and struck the minister's neck. The moral of this story: the minister plotted a trap for Jamil, but he was the victim.